Yes, I'd like a cheeseburger, please, large fries, and a Cosmopolitan.
What?
Hello and welcome to Intoxicated Masculinity. If it's Wednesday, we have a cocktail video coming at you. If you watched last week, we made the Cosmopolitan, which is kept very well for having sat here for an entire week. It's still cold. It's incredible. As I said last week, what we're going to do is we're going to continue talking about the Cosmopolitan. This week, we're going to go ahead and pour out some pre-made Cosmopolitans, compare them to the original, and see what we think. So, let's see the competitors. And we have our competitors. So number one is Joya Spirit Craft Cocktail. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly. So this is a canned Cosmopolitan. Vodka with cranberry, pear, and lime flavors and carbonation. I'm not sure about the pear. So this is going to be 7% alcohol by volume. And it appears that's all the information we get. So, this is our canned Cosmopolitan. So this has been pre-chilled, but I'm going to pour it in over a chunk of ice. Now, typically in a rocks glass over ice is not how you'd serve a Cosmopolitan, but these haven't entirely chilled down, so I thought this would be a good way to get started. So our next competitor is the On the Rocks Premium Cocktails. I've seen these around quite a bit. They've done, we got a few more, so we might look at these again. This is they use Effin vodka, which I have not tried before. This is a 20% alcohol by volume. And again, this is just a pour over ice and enjoy. So we're going to go ahead and open this up. This is a bottled, glass bottled Cosmopolitan. So we're just going to pour a chunk of that over a cube into our rocks glass. And the next one is a little interesting, because this is actually a mix. So we've got ourselves a little baby bottle of Grey Goose. Now this says to pour in it's sort of frustrating. It says 1 to 2 parts mixed to 1 part vodka. I kind of wish they'd be a little more clear on that. Given that this is a 7% and we have a 40% by volume, we should do at least a 2-to-1 measure. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to start off. Such a tiny little cork. We're going to start off by pouring in 1 ounce of our vodka. We're actually going to move these off to the side a little bit so you can kind of see what they look like. Pretty similar coloring on all these. And then fight with our enemy packaging. There we go. So we're going to go with a 2-to-1 ratio. So we're going to toss in. We're going to have a little more of this one, I think, than the others, but that's just fine. Just more for the evening. So we're going to toss in 2 ounces. And that has a very syrupy consistency to it. It'll be interesting to try. And finally, our Chi-Chis. This is our big plastic bottle pre-mixed cocktail. And we're just going to toss this in right over this rock here. Alrighty. And we have ourselves 5 Cosmopolitans for us. I'm going to taste our original Cosmopolitan one more time. Sort of the driving thing there is that it is very, very tart and very, very little sweetness. So my concern with some of these cocktails is I'm afraid they're going to get a little bit too sweet. But let's see how they taste. So we're going to start off with our canned. And I'm just going to, just for cooling sake, we're going to give that a quick turn. Right there. Let's see what we think. It's interesting. I feel like they sort of captured the basic idea of a Cosmopolitan, but it is sweet. Both the cranberry and the lemon are coming off. Well, the cranberry, the lemon, and the lime are all coming off a lot sweeter than they should, which gives it kind of an artificially kind of flavor. It's not entirely unpleasant, but it definitely doesn't. It's like a sort of an artificial Cosmopolitan, to be honest. Not bad, but definitely not probably the direction I'd want to go. All right, let's move on to our On the Rocks. Once again, just kind of giving it a little turn with that cube, just to bring the temperature down. Yeah, I did chill all these, but they're not quite as cold as I might like them. Okay, that I find to be actually a little unpleasant. So our Joya, I keep pronouncing it. Yeah, Joya. Our Joya has, I think, a little bit too much sweetness in there. This tastes actively syrupy. It's interesting. So this has more than double the alcohol content of our canned cocktail, but you don't really get that. Not significantly. It almost tastes like a. It reminds me sort of, and this isn't going to be a complimentary thing, of those very, very sugary schnapps you can get from like De Kuyper or some of the other sort of lower end spirits manufacturers. Very, very syrupy. That is not pleasant. I don't think it tastes a lot like a Cosmopolitan. I almost kind of double checked just to make sure I got the right one. But yeah, that is a Cosmopolitan. It is lacking almost entirely in tartness. There's no nice citrusy bite to it. There's just sort of suggestion of a citrus, but you're not really getting it. I don't care for that at all. All right, now we're going for our mix. Again, this is, I didn't say the name of this, I apologize. This is Skinny Mixes, Cosmo, 5 calories and 0 sugar, so healthy-ish. That brings a strange element, sort of a strange flavor to the mix. I guess that must be. This says one of the other ones said pear. I think that was actually a can. It almost does kind of taste a little peary. I'm not liking that very much. It tastes a little syrupy too, which is strange because there's not actually sugar in there, but I'm assuming they must have added some kind of a artificial sweetener. It contains no juice, which is, never a great sign. It doesn't really taste like a Cosmopolitan. I don't think it's as bad as our On the Rocks. But it's less like a Cosmopolitan than the On the Rocks cocktail, which is strange because that didn't taste very much like one. Which really makes me concerned going over here to something that doesn't even look like a Cosmopolitan. So, let's brave our Chi-Chi's plastic bottle Cosmopolitan. Now I realize I didn't give that one a turn over the cube. I don't think it's really going to matter, but fair is fair. Just to give it a fair shake. That did help a little bit, but only insofar as it brought the temperature down a little bit. It sort of, when you bring the temperature down, kind of mutes the flavors just a little bit. Which in this case I think is kind of a good thing. Yeah, again, oddly syrupy for something that I think, again, you could try that with a 1-to-1, and I might actually do that. I might go grab another glass. We'll try that 1-to-1. So we'll kind of put a pin in that one for the moment. But let's try our Chi-Chi's. That's just, it's not a Cosmopolitan. It doesn't, There's virtually no citrus at all. It tastes like an alcoholic fruit punch, basically. It's not that unpleasant, to be honest. I think that if you are not a big cocktail fan and you just kind of want something that's kind of fruity and refreshing, I think this is actually surprisingly less sweet than our previous two entries. I'm going to go grab another glass, and we're going to try one last thing. We're going to try this as a 1-to-1, just see if that works any better. So stand right by. So I went ahead and grabbed another glass, and just to be as absolutely fair as possible, we are just going to go, I don't even know full. We're going to go 3/4 of an ounce. And then we are going to go 3/4 of an ounce on our syrup as well. And just see if mixing this a little lighter does any favors. I think it probably will. Our vodka is a quality ingredient here. So I think letting the, and I mean, the vodka's not bringing a lot of flavor, but it should at least bring some sharpness to it. So hopefully that's a little better. It's a little better mixing it 1-to-1. So if you grab skinny mixes, I think a 1-to-1 ratio is definitely the way to go. I still don't love it. The flavors are very artificial, still kind of syrupy. Doesn't super taste like a Cosmopolitan. Going back to our original here. Yeah, I mean, the thing most of these cocktails don't get right, a Cosmopolitan should be tart. I mean, you should be getting a lot of that tartness right on the palate. And basically none of these have really gotten that. Our original was, or our canned cocktail was probably the closest. Yeah, that's the closest. It's still, it's kind of interesting. So we did this with the margaritas the other day, and I thought a lot of the margarita canned cocktails were actually pretty decent, especially considering sort of what you expect. I'm pretty much disappointed across the board. Try it on the rocks one last time. Yeah, it's just syrup. It just tastes like syrup. I don't understand how this is a 20% alcohol cocktail. It just tastes like a mouthful of syrup. So I guess the lesson here is, if you want something that tastes like a Cosmopolitan, you should buy 4 simple ingredients and make your own. Otherwise, you should buy Joya's Spirits craft cocktails and have something that tastes kind of sort of like a cocktail. The other ones I wouldn't really mess with too much. If you like alcoholic fruit juice, go for the Chi-Chis. If you like just drinking the syrup out of one of those soda machines, go ahead and get the On the Rocks. And if you buy a mixer, mix it light, or mix it with more vodka than they ask for, because otherwise it's going to come out way too syrupy. Yeah, again, I'm sort of disappointed. I was sort of had my hopes brought up by the margarita cocktails, and this is not good. These are not good cocktails. I apologize to the makers of these cocktails, and I'm sorry if their feelings are hurt, but these are not very good. And on that bombshell, I'm going to go back to our original Cosmopolitan and say I want to thank everybody for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe, and have a good drink.